Good day, class. Today we will be taking the topic character and habits. And we start with the word character. This word comes from the Greek word character, just like a play on words. This is a Greek word here. But this Greek word means, or can be translated as an engraved mark. You know that if you see some cars, when you look at their side mirrors or even the bumpers or even the side glass, you see they write maybe the number or the plate number there. They engrave something there. So that's the meaning of an engraved mark or a trademark. One of the trademarks that we have is like when you see an Apple phone, you see that Apple. At one side is beating and say go edge that side. That's a trademark of Apple on Apple phones. So that's the meaning of this word character. Like it's the visible token by which a thing is distinguished from every other thing with which it might otherwise be confused. Just imagine that Apple makes a phone and they don't put their trademark there. You can, what kind of phone is this? But so character defines a thing. Now, in the 17th century, the term came to be associated with the sum of qualities that define a person. Like the sum. When you say the sum, when you say 1 plus 1, the sum, everything put together, as it stands together, the sum is what it was used to mean in the 17th century. And these qualities such as a person's intellect, thought, ideas, motives, intentions, temperament, judgment, behavior, emotions, imaginations, laws, and hate. Now, the balance of these qualities within the soul of each person and the way a quality or another predominates over the other is what makes a character unique and sets it apart from another. Now, we talk about now the formation of character. A character is formed over time, not just over time. Each choice a person makes goes a long way to add or diminish their character. So it's over time that this is formed, and we have the choices are also as a result of decisions we arrive at in the face of different situations. Influences also, be from home parental influences, societal, environmental influences, close friends and colleagues. So all these, they affect the formation of one's character, because in response to all of these influences or situations, we make decisions and we make choices, and these determine the character of a person. Now, we also go to qualities of a true character. A man named James Davison Hunter laid out 3 qualities of a true character. And these qualities are moral discipline, moral attachment, and moral autonomy. Moral discipline, in the 19th century, the quality that was most associated with character was self-mastery. This is you're taking charge of yourself, self-mastery of yourself. So a person was said to be a person of character if he possesses that self-mastery over your impulses and desires. You are in control of them. Moral attachment. This is being committed to a set of higher ideals. Like in the school, you have things you should uphold. They tell you should behave like this. Even at home, parents will tell you when you wake up, do this, do that. Gradually, you start, attuning yourself to those set ideals from the home, the school, even the churches. So that's another moral attachment. We are committed to those set higher ideals. The moral autonomy. A character cannot develop in an environment wherein moral decisions are forced upon the individual. There is need for that, freedom that a person will also decide, a free response Its actions, when we talk about character, must spring from within, from the self. And there will be need to enter into its inner life and secret if one will wish to know why it does anything. So when you want to discover a character of a person, you watch, you listen, you ask questions. Gradually you are seeing the person, or even the person manifests himself or herself. You just watch. Gradually the person is letting you see his or her character. You can't determine the character of a person without seeing the person or hearing or even understanding what the person is all about. You can't just determine the character. Now I want to flip to the other side of habit. Like we did in the last class, we talked about human acts, and these are also what can be subjected to moral judgment. Human acts, they are like the choices we make, but we think about them freely, we do them. So human acts of choice lead into one another. From the morning when you wake up from your bed, when you brush your teeth, everything, they lead into one another. So gradually, you see, there's a kind of a set pattern as you perform your different acts and the choices you make. Now, Aristotle would say that habit is a lasting disposition, a holding of oneself in readiness to act in a certain way. That word is coming out again, a lasting disposition. Not just one time, but what you have done over a period of time, a lasting disposition. That's what a man known as Aristotle would define habit as. Information of habit. We are born with that human nature that endows us with certain powers to act, to carry out our things. Our actions, our movement, we have that power within us. Even when you see the baby cries, those are still opening their mouth, turning their hands, those are powers. Now we begin to exercise this power, and each time we do a thing, we find it easier to repeat the action in the same way. For example, someone who has never been to the gym before, you go for the first time, it might be difficult to carry the first kg. Gradually, when you do it, you go back there again, it's easier, you move. You see, because you're repeating the action, it becomes easy for you to perform. That's how also, when you do certain actions for the first time, and you do it the second time, it gradually becomes part and parcel of you. These repetitions, they give rise to habits. And habits are formed through, like I said, a process. Through a process. Habits are formed through a process. That means a lasting thing, a process, and never by an event or an act. Habit does not give us the power to do something. No. We already have those powers within us. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Rather, habit enables us to do something more easily and readily. That's what habits give to us as human beings. Some say that habit comes from the act and act comes from the habit, but in different ways. What this simply means is that by acting repeatedly in a certain way, a person acquires a habit, and the habit that you have acquired tends to manifest itself in habitual act. Just like even someone, the way you brush your teeth in the morning, over time you just discover that okay, you've had the habit of brushing your teeth like this. That habit now, when someone looks at you, it becomes like your habitual act. So it's a play on act give rise to habit, and habit manifests themselves in also habitual acts. Now at this level, the habitual acts often go unnoticed in persons exhibiting it. You don't even know that you're doing that, but it's become part and parcel of you. Because you do it, you don't engage in any self-analysis, you're not thinking so much because it's already part and parcel of you. And this had made some other persons to refer to habit as a second nature. Habits in themselves are useful servants created in us by our own act, but they have a subtle tendency. They can enslave us. We're talking about habits. Habits can enslave us, and as a result of this tendency, a person must keep habit in their proper and rightful place. Habits, they are destroyed or reformed either by disuse or by contrary act. When we talk about disuse, for example, I do something like this, disuse, I stop doing it, I stop using it that way. Disuse will starve out the habit. I don't do it over time, I just will stop with it, I break with it, that's disuse. When we talk about contrary act, you're replacing it with another act. So that contrary act replaces it and makes that other act, just fizzle away gradually. We have characteristics of habit also, and there are 4. You read them in the notes I've given to you. One is uniformity. The second one, the facility created by the habits you have acquired. The third is interest, which makes us to carry out different acts and even leading us to habit. Then the fourth, independence of attention. This fourth one simply means that habit makes an individual perform certain actions without too much attention. Like I said, it has become part and parcel of you. So there is no need for those attention, like even sometimes the way you dress, you just do it, you do your time, you're not putting so much attention that become habitual in you. So there's that independence of so much attention in the person. Now there's a relationship between character and habits. The development or formation of any character depends on the habits acquired by an individual over a period of time. And like I said, how we destroy or reform an habit, a person can also change or affect their character by developing different habits. The quality of a person's character is determined by the quality of the habits formed as such. I would say good habits give rise to good character, while bad habits, they give rise to bad character. So you see that play on character and habit, but if you take your mind to what we've been doing in this field of morality, you'll be looking at acts of man, human action. Now we're coming to character because the human acts we perform will lead to what the habits we form in us, and that give us a steady character of who we are. So that will be all for now. Thank you. Do have a great day.